Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. We're going to do fall makeup uncut. You're going to see the entire process, and today we're going to just create a really beautiful fall makeup look. So it is getting toasty outside. It's getting, those crisp leaves are starting to hit the ground, and I am so inspired and I cannot wait to start doing some more fall makeup looks. So this is going to be the first one of probably many to come, and I feel like I'm a little late honestly getting my fall makeup look up because by the time you're watching this is going to be almost October. So happy almost October to you all. Thank you for watching. Let's dive in to fall makeup uncut. So to start, I just have my brows on, and for lip prep, I want to call out my lip prep because it's been working so good for me. It's the Half Magic Go Plump Yourself Plumping Lip Liner, and then the Made Revive Day and Night Lip Balm. This is so nice for dry lips and just to nourish them. So this is what I have on my lips prior to filming. Get it nice and marinated. Now to prime my face, I'm actually going to be using the CL Prime and Protect SPF 30. Let me show you this up close. Mine's a little fingerprinted, but CL has some great products. They all contain a pretty high level of SPF. This has SPF 30 in it, which it's going on top of my SPF anyway. So I'm looking at this as like my additional sunscreen and sun protection. But this does dry down to be a really good texture if you do have more oily skin. I find this is a pretty solid primer. So I'm going to rub this in and get this party started and get this fall vibes makeup look going. I'm really excited for the lip combo that I'm going to put on. I have a vision in my head of what it's going to look like. I haven't actually paired these two exact colors together yet, but I have a vision in my head and I'm really excited for it. So I'm excited for the lip, excited for the blush combination, and excited for the eye makeup that I'm going to do as well. This whole video is going to be completely uncut, so the eye makeup will be a more lengthy process. So if you enjoy that kind of thing, you're going to be in heaven with this part, because eye makeup always takes quite a bit of time to blend out and perfect and fine tune and all those things. Okay, so for this makeup look, do we want to start with eyes or do we want to start with face? Why don't we let this soak in, or let it marinate, let it do its thing, and I'll talk to you about what I'm going to put on my eyes. I'll be applying the Hung Van Gogh new neutral palette. This is already very well loved. I already gave away one of these to one of my subscribers, so I hope you're enjoying it. I hope you got it already. I sent it out not too long ago, so hopefully you have it by now. And if you are enjoying it, comment, let me know what you think. So to prime our eyes, so we still need to do a primer, and we still need to get that going. So for primer, I am debating, I think for primer, I do want to do a bit of a deeper lip, and I want to do more of a soft but more pulled out wing look. So I think for eye primer, we'll be using the Makeup by Mario Master Matte Liquid Eyeshadow in the shade Chestnut. So Chestnut, let's just swipe all over. To start, like I mentioned, I do have my eyebrows on, and I do have a little bit of concealer underneath my brow bone just to, clean up underneath my brows, to kind of perfect them. Gonna blend out the Makeup by Mario with my N16 brush. When I'm using this product, I like to push this onto my lids first. So basically, I'm kind of patting this on. Can you see that motion? And then once I've patted it on almost fully, I'll start to swipe into the crease, because the longer fibers of the N16 will blend out as well as pack on. So I'm gonna just pull this out, kind of blow this out towards the temple. That's one eye primed and ready to go. Before this side has a chance to dry down too quickly, these do dry down very quickly, just FYI, which is great if you have oily eyelids. Not so hot if you have dry eyelids. Make sure if you're not utilizing some kind of hydrating toner or hydrating essence. I know I'm a broken record and I say this constantly, but it's the best tip for dry under eyes. So if you have dry lids and under eyes, but dry lids also. In order to use something like this that is more matte and has a dry down time that's kind of quick, you'll want to make sure that you're doing some hydration as your first step. Okay, that is on. My monitor is saying something crazy to me right now. Oh my gosh, hold please, hold please, hold please, hold please. Oh, okay. It was asking me to update something and I couldn't see my screen, so I had to pop in and do that really quick. Okay. Now let's go switch to an N20S brush. So the N20S is going to be the smaller version of the N20 brush. It's like the little baby sister. For this, I want to use a mix of this light shadow here and a small amount of this one. Gonna mix these two on the N20S brush and just start to work this in the crease. This is basically gonna lock down that Makeup by Mario. Gonna give us a nice smooth appearance to this eyeshadow look and ensure that we have no creasing throughout the day. Even though those Makeup by Mario shadows are matte, they dry down. They're extremely long wearing. They're just an extremely great product, to be quite honest. I am hooked on those products so much, and like so many other colors. But what I was saying is you still want to lock down and dry down this area of your eye. You know, especially if you're going to go in with mascara, you don't have that transfer throughout the day. And if you have oily eyelids like me, this is going to be a step that you don't want to skip. So dipping into both, doing kind of a windshield wiper motion all across, pulling this out just like that. So now that that is on and our eyes are like kind of pretty much prepped, I'm going to switch to a different brush. We're going to grab a nice little clean N13 brush and dip now only into this shade here. So this mid-tone matte brown. And we're going to start to tuck this and build up the intensity just in this outer corner. Nothing too extreme, nothing too harsh. Just really going for like crunchy leaves, like soft fall vibes for the eyes, but not too warm. I think, you know, one of the things that we all kind of maybe lean a little too much into when it comes to like fall makeup and fall makeup vibes, and I'm totally guilty of this as well, is you kind of start to just gravitate towards like all those like pumpkin spice colors, and you don't really lean too much into like the earth tones of like actual fall leaves, right? You know what I mean? Like those dead leaves on the ground, like that's this kind of vibe that I'm going for. So I want to encourage you to do a more neutral fall makeup look. Less pumpkin spicy, even though those are great too. And I love that look. And I've done many of those on my channel. I want to just mix it up. So building up that neutral brown just in the outer corner, just in the crease, trying to build up some more intensity and some more depth, but still keeping it pretty soft. Okay, I'm going to switch to the N24 brush. It's my small packer brush, meant to pack on any kind of eyeshadow, shimmer, matte. So for this, I'm going to pack on now just this light color, and we're going to pop this in the very inner corner of my eye. So inner corner and also on the tear duct. Basically just patting and packing this shade. Just like that. Okay. Onto this eye. This inner corner of this eye is very hooded, and it's a little bit more difficult to get in this spot, so I think I actually might switch to the N23. So let me grab that. So N23 is going to be more precise, smaller to get into like this, for me, really hooded area. So I kind of need to like scoop it and like brush it into those folds of my eye right here. Forever trying to match this eye to this eye. I have two so different eyes, like very, very, they're like, I don't even know if, I won't even call them sisters, like they're not even friends at this point. Very nice. So let's start the eyeliner journey. This is going to be a journey. It's going to take us a minute. We're going to start with I'm so hooked on this pencil, but this color in particular is just like my jam. This is the shade Tie It Together from Hung Van Gogh. It's the gel one. So you could twist it up. You can see mine is very well loved, very dirty, probably a little gross to some people. Sorry about that. We're going to take this, and what I'm going to do is actually warm this up on the top of my hand real quick. And I'm going to apply this in the inner corner of my eye, where my top and bottom lash line meet. I'm going to wiggle this back and forth. Okay, this is how you get the perfect placement for your wing. So now that that's applied, I'm going to now tightline top lash line. Don't blink like me. Okay, again, uncut. Taking a small pointed Q-tip. And we're just gonna delicately pick that up. No big deal. It didn't dry down. It's okay. Okay, gonna grab the N21 brush. So N21, this is where I need to get a little closer to see what I'm doing. So I'm gonna look straight ahead, hopefully not block your view too much, and start to just blend out this shape. And you wanna do this ideally before this eyeliner has time to fully dry down, because once these dry down, they're similar in the sense where like the Makeup by Mario eyeshadows, once those dry down, like they're budge proof, they're not gonna go anywhere. Same thing with this Hung Van Gogh pencil. It is extremely long lasting, extremely long wearing. So if you're wanting to blend out this pencil, do it at a decent time. Don't wait too long. All right, let's go on to I2, the easy eye. Same thing. Just gonna twist this up. I'm gonna put this in the top bottom lash line, wiggle it back and forth, get some on the bottom, get some on the top, and then pull it out. Okay, and 21. Blend it out. Looking straight ahead. Cute. It's gonna look messy before it looks perfected. All right, I'm gonna go back and extend this side a little bit more because I didn't give it enough love. Same thing. Okay, so once I feel like I got a good blend, we're gonna go over top with some deeper eyeshadow. And just add a bit more like depth dimension. So I'm gonna go back to the Hung Van Gogh New Neutral palette, dip into this deepest brown right here. Same N21 brush, and I'm going to apply this in that outer corner of my eye where the top and bottom lash line meet. Just adding some more depth. Looking straight ahead to kind of see perspective-wise what else I need to add. I still need to clean up this wing, don't worry. We will get there, I promise. Gonna do some buffing and extending. Now stay with me, we're almost done with the eye makeup. Or feel free to just kind of fast forward a bit. If you're tired of seeing the blending process, I totally get it. But we're almost through it. Just really pushing this into my lash line. Looks good. I'm pretty darn happy with that, I'm not gonna lie. Pretty darn happy. I want to add a teeny bit more of this eyeliner on the bottom lash line. Nice. Okay. So now let me show you how to clean it up the easy way. Okay. Take a pointed Q-tip. You do not want to use one of those big, bulky, round ones like the traditional ones. You need it to be pointed in order to really achieve like a sharp edge and a sharp cleanup. The round ones, they just don't cut it. So micellar water, this is the Bioderma. I'm going to remove some of the excess so it's not super dripping wet. If it's dripping wet, it can really affect your eye makeup. Clean up that edge. Do you see how that's nice and sharp, clean? Same thing with the clean, dry part. I'm just gonna wipe away the excess. Oh, got a little fallout there that I didn't realize. All right. I'm happy with that. Are you happy with it? Should we move on? I think we should move on. Let's move on to mascara. We're going to be using the Half Magic Eye Electric Extreme Lengthening Mascara. Really good mascara, very dramatic, kind of a wet formula. So if you have this one, slow it down and don't rush the process because you might end up running into your freshly applied eye makeup and really messing it up, which we don't want. So I kind of wiggle it to the root and pull it up. Just like that. Such a good mascara though. Really, really good. This one does not run on me. It has not flaked on me. Or at least not that I've noticed. And I would have noticed it, so. Let's do a couple coats. Now I'm kind of tackling that inner lash line. Brushing my lashes kind of across. So instead of going this way, I'm going to go push them towards my nose. This is going to coat both sides. And then from here, kind of just scoop them up. At this point, I'm going to blink onto the wand. Like that. Let's go dip into a little bit more. It's looking good though. Looks really pretty. Blink onto the wand. There we go. Oh yeah, that's looking good. Looking real good. Okay, I feel good about mascara. I think we can move on from mascara. I have a really nice fall eye makeup look. Like this is still like soft enough that you could wear it to the office if you wanted to. I'm just saying, like you could wear this to the office. Absolutely, if you just put like a very neutral light lip on, or you can dress it up even more like I'm going to. But first things first, let's get some foundation on. I've been loving the Natasha Denona High Glam Foundation. I wear the shade N7. So shake this up. Don't forget to shake up your formulas. This one is a serum-based product. There are many ingredients floating around in this product, so make sure you shake them up. If you're not shaking them up, it could cause separation with the foundation once it hits your skin. So shake this bad boy up. Give it a really good shake. I'm going to pump about, say like 2 pumps on my skin or on my hand. And then I'm going to swipe this on just like this. Kind of just getting it all over. Giving it a really rough blend, okay? I'm talking a very half-assed blend, basically. See if this covers my pimple. I cannot stop getting a pimple in this exact same spot. Every single other week, it seems like I got a pimple in the exact same spot. It's like Groundhog Day for me. Like the pimple is like just laughing at me, just saying, yelling Groundhog's Day every time. It's like, you think I'm gone? Nope, I'm back. Okay. Now what I want to do, one thing I love to do with like more serum, like slightly glowier foundations. This one is slightly glowier on me because I do wear a lot of skin prep. I like my anti-aging creams. I like my sunscreen, and I'm oily. So that combination under a more serum-based hydrating foundation could take it from like being more of a satin finish to like a glowy finish, if you know what I mean. So to kind of calm that down and to kind of like preset it before actually setting it, I'm gonna do a generous spray of the Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin Liquid Blurring Balm Setting Spray. I love this one. And I love the new Charlotte Tilbury matte one. It's just very matte. Okay, let that dry down, let it soak in. Let me reassess my eyebrows. I think they're still looking pretty good. Right now for my brows, I have on this bad boy. I have a combination, okay? Combination of Revie Beauty, kind of like my first step. Then I did the faux brow to kind of do those like brow-like shapes. And then I finished it with the Precisely My Brow from Benefit. So good. All right, now that is dried down, I'm going to take my N15 and just push this and buff this into my skin. This is not a step that you would need to do if you are dry, okay? If you're dry, this is not the tip for you. If you're oily, these two tips were for you. So if you are dry, or combination dry, or even just like normal skin, like where you don't have a huge difference one way or the other, then just go in, apply the Natasha Denona, blend it out right away, and you're good to go. But my oily people out there, try these techniques and they will really allow you to wear a more glowy serum-based foundation like Natasha without feeling like a disco ball, you know? All right, so that looks really good. Really pretty, really fresh. N7 is a pretty awesome color for me. My hair is falling out, quite literally and figuratively. Let me just redo this. Excuse me. Excusez-moi. You know, there's always like something that happens during Nikki Uncut, like something wild happens during it. I'm trying to decide if I want a little bit more foundation. And I think what we'll do is we'll go in right now with something that I have not given enough love to, and that is the Haus Labs. This is the Precision Sculpt Shaping Balm. I have the shade Silhouette. This is a very nice product. I have not given enough love to it because if you know, you know, I've been hooked on the Mary Phillips MPH Underpainting palette. I use that just every single day. You cannot pry it from my hands. So with that said, I haven't really given this much love. I'm going to wipe off my lip balm and sculpt my lips. Let's start with that. Let's grab a clean N18. I'm going to push this up and into my cheek, creating some structure, some sculpt effects, some light contouring. We're going to go over this with bronzer as well, because if there's one thing that I love through and through, all throughout the year, summer, spring, winter, fall, and in this case fall, it's bronzer. I never stop wearing bronzer. I suggest you never stop wearing bronzer either. And when you think about it, fall is really when you want to bring out the bronzer too, because you're losing your summer tan if you got one. If you didn't, that's okay too. Don't feel bad about it. I didn't get a summer tan. I just faked it. But anyway, you're losing that tan from the warm months and from being out and about. And so fall and winter is really when you actually need the bronzer the most, to bring that warmth back to your complexion, to bring that like that vibrancy and like that color, right? Like you've been out, so you're getting your vitamin D and all that good stuff. So don't skip out on the bronzer in the fall. It's not just for summer. Trust me. Gonna grab another N16 brush and blend this up into my brows. Now I like this product. I just feel like it blends out to be pretty natural. And that's great for a lot of people. It always leaves me wanting like a little bit more, which I think is why I always use the Mary Phillips Underpainting palette, because that one doesn't leave me wanting more. But with that said, this is gonna be good for someone who wants something very natural. Okay, blending out the lip. And what am I doing? Why am I like making my life harder? I'm gonna grab the N22, go over this again. There we go. You could probably hear Barry in the background. He's making himself comfortable. It's Barry's world. We just living it, you know. I'm just thriving in Barry's world. Okay, so blending this on above the lip, kind of like rough blend it off there. I'm fully aware that I have shadow fallout here, and I don't feel like I have enough bronzer on my forehead. So this is my problem. Like I just mentioned, I just feel like it blends out to be so like underwhelmingly natural, but maybe it's just me. All right, so layering a teeny bit more. I did notice the first time I ever used this product, I layered it about 3 times, and that was like way overboard, and I was borderline looking like too cool tone, too gray. Like it almost looked a little like muddy on my skin. All right, that's better. My hairline tells all, so I try to buff this into my baby hairs. Okay, let's move on to concealer. I can't stop using this. I can't stop and I won't stop. I just am hooked on this one. It's the Estee Lauder Double Wear Concealer. I just can't. So I love it so much. I'm going to do a thin layer. This is how I love to do my under eyes. Do a little lift. Concealer has nothing to do with fall makeup, so we'll get back into the fall swing pretty soon once we talk about blush. I have some really great blush recommendations, and 2 blushes I plan on layering. One's a cream, one's more like a mousse actually, and one's a powder. So we'll get to that very soon. Let's do a little highlight action. Okay, let's do a little baby highlight down the bridge of the nose. Let's do a little concealer here. And I think we're off to the races. I think that's going to look really nice. To blend this out, probably no surprise here, I'm going to grab my N19 brush. This brush is tapered at the tip. This will be back in stock very soon. So we're almost at the very beginning of October. We're looking at mid-October for the restock to happen. So it's still close, like beyond close. Like we're going to blink and it's going to be mid-October. So they're almost here. And eventually too, I know a lot of you have asked me, but eventually these will be sold individually. We're looking at beginning of next year, like I'd say February, around February would be the month that we're thinking. I say we. I have no involvement in it, but the month that BK Beauty is thinking that they're going to be available for individual sales. So that's going to be great in case you picked up volume 2 and you want like some backups of your favorites. I could not suggest backups of the N20 and the N20S more when that comes available. So I'm going to push this under my eyes, lock in the coverage, and then as I get to the outer portion, I'm going to scoop this, blend up, get that little lift, just like that. Blend out the chin. Cover that pimple a bit more, even though it's a brighter concealer. And our fall makeup is starting to take shape. But what's really going to take the shape is the mailman and Chevy mail. And then also the blush. So the lip and the blush are going to really tie in this fall makeup look. Okay. Now we need to lock in this bronzer, and again, I'm gonna put this away. I'm gonna put this away, and I missed you, Mary Phillips. So I'll go back to you tomorrow. I have a feeling. So let's now set that Biogel sculpting product with a new favorite bronzer. This is so smoothing. This is so easy to work with. Very pigmented, but in a soft, buildable way. So not overly intense and over the top pigmented. Very easy to work with as well. So it's a soft blurring bronzer from Hung Van Go Beauty. I have the shade Hardworking. And I think actually, let me grab the 104 brush. So 104 brush from BK Beauty. I love to apply powder bronzers with this brush, but I also will use my N18 brush as well. But this just gives a very, very soft soft blend, soft wash of any color you're using. So you can use this for powder blush as well. I really typically only use this brush for my powder bronzers because it just works so well. Try to buff this into my very pale hairline. So one bad thing about having my hair so far back when I'm doing makeup, gonna do a buffing motion. Again, you'll see it's starting to really take some shape. A little bit on the tip of the 104. Gonna hit the tip of my nose and then go across it. So adding warmth, not really like further chiseling my nose, just adding some really soft warmth. All right, I'm starting to look alive. It's starting to come alive and look alive. To the top of my chin. Get into this area of my ears. Don't forget your ears. Don't leave them out. They get really lonely. And if they're pale, they will stand out like a sore thumb, like quite literally. Okay, bronzer is looking very beautiful, very perfected. I'm feeling better about my complexion now that I have my bronzer on. I didn't grab a setting powder. I don't know what I was thinking. So let me grab a setting powder. Hold, please. Let's just grab one because the other one I was testing, I don't really want to use. I've been testing the Cali Ray is So Blown setting powder, but I just don't really love it. And I don't want to mess up this makeup because I'm really enjoying it. So I'm not going to test that one out today, even though I should be testing out a little bit more. I'm going to go for something tried and true and also kind of that gives fall vibes all the way. This is the Melt She's Alive powder. They just re-released it very recently, like the last month, I believe. And now it's permanent. This was limited edition. Now it's permanent and it's called Barely Alive. So the one you get later on might look a little different, but it's the same amazing powder. Gonna grab a different N19 brush, only because I have one that's clean and readily available. Otherwise, there's nothing wrong with using the same one. Just kind of do a little dry cleaning action. Wipe it off on a towel and then go straight in with your powder. So let's set these under eyes and lock them into place. Tapping off the excess, gonna buff the product into the palm of my hand, just like I would a powder puff. So tapping in, a little tap, tap, tap action, and then tap, tap, tap under your eyes. Now this powder is also really nice for T-zone setting. So I'm gonna apply this right between the brows. Let's go up. Definitely gonna hit my chin. Above my lip is a big area of concern where I get really oily, and of course the side of my nose. So once these areas are set, everything else will be nice and glowy, including the top of my forehead, giving this makeup look some nice balance. Okay, a little tap. All right, makeup is set. I'll link the new one that's available in the description box of this video, don't worry, along with everything else, of course. Now let's dive into blush. There are two fall vibey kind of blushes. Actually, there's three that I've been using a lot. Toasted Teddy from Rhode. I really love the color, but the longevity is kind of in the gutter. So when you use that product, you really have to set it and lock it in with a powder blush. I know it sounds like a lot of work, but the payoff is really beautiful and really gives like a perfect fall vibe. And that color in general is just so pretty that I kind of suffer through the lack of longevity. But anyway, long story short, that's a great one for fall that I've been loving. But this one also from MAC, it's the shade True Harmony. It's the Glow Play blushes. These are such a great bouncy, like moussey formula. They're just really easy to work with, really a unique texture that I've been loving. So I'm going to apply this with my N17 using the front of the N17. And this is a really great, like, understated, kind of like barely there blush. Just gives like a warm kind of toasty vibe without being like too pink or too peachy. It's like this perfect, like, neutral base color. So we're going to put this on first. And I'm going to go for more of a rounded blush, kind of fill in my cheeks, kind of give my cheeks a fuller look. Which is so funny. Like, I find that, like, depending on like what camera is taking a picture of me, or like what capacity I'm being filmed on. Either it's like my iPhone or like my Canon camera that we're talking to each other right now on. The Canon will like kind of sculpt out my face and like chisel me a little bit more. Whereas my iPhone is like, your face, I'm about to make it look 50 times bigger. So it's a very, it's like a mind, it's a very unfun mind game that phones and cameras play on your mental well-being. Anyway, long story short, I never know what I'm going to look like. On this camera, I look a lot more chiseled, so I want to fill in my cheek more than I would on my, if I was shooting on my iPhone, and kind of do like a round cheek. So what I mean is kind of like bring this a little low. Think like borderline boyfriend blush. Remember that trend? Kind of going all around, filling in this lower part of my face. Like that. It's kind of cute. You know, feeling kind of cute. Won't delete this later. This will be up on YouTube for the rest of my life. Basically. With whatever's left over. Don't leave out your nose, my friends. All right. Now, to lock this in, to further enhance it, to give me more fall vibes, we're going to add Ruddy from CL. Such a unique shade for a blush color. Like, no one is making colors like this, and CL is just like doing such different things, and I'm so here for it. So Ruddy, right on top. And I think for Ruddy, I'm going to apply this with an N20 brush, the full-size one. So we're going to dip in. This is going to add some SPF on top of my cheeks as well, so I'm not mad at that ever. This is SPF 45. So Ruddy, we're going to hit right on top of the MAC. And it's just going to be cute and toasty, and like I had a big glass of apple cider. I don't know, you know, like a little toasty blush action. But this combo is really pretty. A really, really pretty blush combo for fall. And you can wear them alone too. You don't have to wear them together. But what I was saying earlier is just if you're using any of the Rhode blushes, they just don't have the same longevity. So you kind of need to help them out a bit or a lot. All right, that's looking good. We're going to bring the rest kind of up into the temple. And then one of my favorite things to do, scoop this in the outer corner V of your eye. May not look like much on camera. In person, it's like chef's kiss all the way. All right. We're feeling good, but I did hit my brows just a teeny bit. So when you go back to my Ruby pencil, again, uncut, you're seeing the whole enchilada, the whole process. Which is like the joy of uncut, because you don't, you know, there's no gatekeeping how to get a makeup look. You just see everything. Which means the good, the bad, and fixing the brows. Okay, what else do we need to do? We need to put some lip liner on. Let me take the last little bit of the lip liner or lip balm off my lips. And I think what I want to do too is something I always do normally, which is take the powder brush. So I'm going to take my N19 brush, take the teensy bit of powder that's in the cap, press over the lip contour that we applied a while ago. Okay, just blur out those edges, blur out those lines. Now for lip liner, Mocha from Revie Beauty. Listen, this is like fall vibes 100% all the way. And I love a toasty, either like a neutral brown, a warm brown, or even a cool tone brown lip liner for fall. It's just my jam. So we're gonna apply Mocha right now. I'm gonna stop talking so I don't mess this up. Before this dries down completely, going back to the N22, we're going to blur the edges. Now these do dry down quick, but the longevity is worth it. So just work quickly, do one lip at a time, like do your top lip then do your bottom, or however way you want to do it. All right, we'll leave that like that. Look how pretty that color is though. And now you'll see too, like why we left the eyes, like they're defined, they're pretty, but they're not over the top smoky. They're not over the top, like overly done. So the reason why is because I want the lip to be really more like the focal point. And this is like a guest star. This is a guest star. And it's still balanced. All right. It's time for the combo I had in my head that I'm hoping is going to translate and look just as good on camera as it does in my head. Violet FR, I love the Bee Soup Balms. I think these are such a great formula for fall. There's some toasty shades out there that she has that look just so pretty, especially paired with a deeper lip liner like Mocha. So Mocha as your base color. Calasan is more of the lighter shade. It's like a light nude. I'll show you right now. So we're gonna cocktail Calasan on top. Oh yeah. That's good. Oh yeah, it's pretty. What do you think? I love it. It's very matte. These are like a cushiony, almost like a, you know, they feel like the Dream Matte Mousse basically in a lipstick form. Like, it's like the best way I could describe it. Such a great formula. Doesn't feel dry. Let me just take a little bit of foundation that's in the cap. This is like a little hack of all hacks. Take the dried foundation in the cap and 23 brush, and you clean this little corner. Bloop. Fix that. Fix that. I can hear Mitch driving up right now, so there might be an interruption. But let me just do one more thing, and then I think this makeup look is going to be complete. Toasty, fall vibes, and hopefully this gets you in the spirit for some fall makeup. Okay, final step, one last round of Miss Danessa Myricks. Hold, please, hold your breath with me. Let that dry down. Take the makeup off my mole. And this, my friends, is my fall makeup look, uncut. I had so much fun creating this. I think it's giving like expensive fall, you know, like not pumpkin spicy fall, but like nice luxe expensive fall. I really hope this helps you out. If you're looking for inspiration on how to do your makeup for fall, try any of these tips, try any of these looks, either the eye makeup, the blush combination, the lip combo. Highly recommend the lip combo. I'm not going to lie. Highly, highly recommend the lip combo. And I'm sorry. I actually highly recommend these too. And the eyeshadow palette is phenomenal, but try this makeup look for fall. If you do, tag me, let me know what you think. And I hope this gets you into the fall spirit. I am so deep into the fall spirit, even though it's very toasty outside still, like very warm. I am still fully committed to my oversized sweaters and like my fall vibes all the way. So hopefully this gets you into the fall vibe. Comment below if it does, and let me know what you think of this makeup look. I hope you enjoyed seeing the entire process uncut on how to get this fall vibey makeup. Here's one more look at the finished glam. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you soon. Bye.